Sandra Cisneros, Julia Alvarez, and Isabel Allende are three authors who've made a permanent place for Hispanic women in the pantheon of literature. A new generation is now demanding its own space on bookshelves, making headlines with stories about love, loss, and identity.
It wasn't every day someone in the neighborhood was going to be on television, but this just wasn't someone. This was my sister.
A new generation of Latina writers is emerging in the U.S.
Since I was a little girl, I've always loved to write. Really just to basically allow escape from what I grew up around so much, like household chaos.
It's just something I've always wanted to do. And maybe it has to do with, trying to analyze or digest what life is about.
These young authors have diverse stories to tell, such as Angie Cruz with her debut novel entitled Soledad. In it, Cruz tells the story of a young woman from Washington Heights, a predominantly Dominican community in New York City, who dreams of one day leaving the neighborhood.
Soledad is a visual artist. I know visual artists, when they read, they see things. They start seeing things come alive, and this whole sense of, what if everything we imagine starts coming alive? I mean, fiction allows you to just do the impossible.
A writing career can be daunting, if not impossible. Authors often make little money, work in solitude, and write for years before realizing commercial success. Nelly Rosario is a graduate of MIT. Her book, Song of the Water Saints, depicts 3 generations of Dominican women. Rosario realized that in order to make her dream come true, she had to make sacrifices.
Financially, it's not a very stable thing to be doing when you get out of college, and instead of, working at that firm, you take odd jobs because you want to write.
Another challenge is to find the right audience. Writer Michele Serros feared that readers and publishers might not embrace her first book.
When it came down for me to put together my first book, Chicana Falsa, Fake Chicana, really spoke to me, because I thought so many people are going to read this work and think, oh, this isn't Chicano literature. There's nothing about a sunset in here or something. So I thought, well, I'll just give myself that name before anyone else does.
Serros' books are now required reading in high schools and colleges across the nation. Her second book, How to Be a Chicana Role Model, quickly made the bestseller lists. Newsweek magazine names Serros one of the authors who will shape America's new century.
I was very surprised to get so many letters from young people and old people, or the letters that start, I'm a white guy, but how much they found the work refreshing and they were able to connect with it.
Despite the ups and downs common to a writing career, these women are committed to the life of the scribe.
I don't think I could have shared such stories or confessions if it hadn't been for dealing with my mother's death. And when it came time to write her obituary, I included that she was an artist. And a lot of people in my family questioned that, and they were like, well, are you sure you want to put she was an artist? It wasn't like she sold her artwork in galleries. And that was such a wake-up call for me. I thought my mother would be so crushed knowing she left this earth not being seen as an artist. And I would not want anyone questioning what my obituary should say.